Hello, Cynthia. So I wanted to make a quick video for you to show you how to get started once you get your account established in ChatGPT. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the Google search box here, and I've already got the login in my drop downs here, but you can find it just by going to chatgtp.com and then look for the login. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to log in, and this is the first screen you see, and it's when you first see it, if you've never watched a YouTube video or played with it before, you kind of want to know, now what do I do? Well, it's pretty darn simple, actually. This is where you select your task and where you can add photos and things to work on. So you just click on the plus sign here to get your photo, and then once you have the photo, this is where you type in your commands to chat to tell it what to do. And here you can select the different models that you can use. The instant model is the fastest. It's the least powerful, you might say. It does a great job on most photos, but there are others that where there's a lot of damage, that it might have to do more in deep thinking about what to do with it. So there are other models that you can pick here. So I'm using this instant 5.5. There's a medium and a high. These take longer to do, and it's probably not worth it for most photos, so we'll just kind of leave it where it's at. So I have a photo here that I am going to upload, and you want to have your photos somewhere where you can find them easy. Here's a nice little black and white photo from the 60s that I want to open up. So this is what you see when you first open that up. Now I have to tell it, well, chat, what do I want to do with this photo? And I use a lot of the same commands for all photos for basic editing, but then you may have to use other commands if a photo has a specific problem that you want to fix. So maybe more about that later, but let's just make a basic edit on this one here. What I'm going to do is, first thing I do is say enhance. Gotta spell it right. Image, comma. I'm going to sharpen it, comma, and I want to colorize. I see a lot of whites in there that seem to be washed out, so what I'm going to ask it to do is reduce highlights. So there's lots of other things that I could have put there, depending on what needed to be done in the photo. But this is just a good basic start. So once you do that, you just click on this arrow here, which is send the prompt, and then chat starts thinking about it. And it doesn't typically take very long to get the first pass image up. So we'll just sit here and wait for it. It goes through some stuff there, which is, I guess, trying to distract you while it's working, but generally speaking, you could not do this in Photoshop. I don't think either one of us is good enough to do what chat seems to be able to do, and it certainly takes a lot longer by the time you click around all the menus and stuff like that. So this has become my go-to for restoring old photos. I don't think I would use this on new photos that I take with my big camera, and I take them in camera raw. You can't do camera raws in this program in chat. You can do JPEGs and you can do PNGs, and there may be others, but those are the only two that I've ever done anything with. So most of the photos that I take with my good camera are so good out of the camera that I wouldn't need to do most of these things, and what I'd do is I'd go straight to Facebook to get those things done. So okay, there you go. Not a bad old picture. And you know what? You know, I guess Chat kind of guesses at what color to put things, and actually it does a fair job of getting the right colors, looking good. So I think that's a pretty presentable photo. Now, if I wanted to, I can go back and I can tweak this one a little bit by doing some other things. Like I want to maybe reduce the highlights on these shirts a little bit more. I can do edit and I can give it a new thing here and say reduce on white clothing. You know what? You can play around and say stuff like that. Chat seems to be pretty good at dealing with whatever you tell it to do, so you can get pretty creative on some of this stuff. If I wanted just to do Jim, I could say, you know, brighten the face on the subject on the lower left. And believe it or not, Chat's smart enough to go out and find that kind of stuff. So let's see if it changes the highlights here any. We'll have to sit here and watch this for a bit again. So all the photos that come out of Chat are in the PNG format, which is kind of like JPEG. It's pretty universally used, so you don't have to change it to JPEG unless you want to. It's not hard to do in Photoshop. The other thing is that it puts the ChatGPT name on the file name when you save it, and it will not use any of the original file name. So, and it gives you the date and the exact time, so if you do several of them on the same thing and save them, you can always tell which one is the most recent by just looking at the date stamp. So, okay, I think you can see that there's a little more detail in the white clothing right now. So I'm going to call it good for now. I'm going to download this and save it. So just go over here to the download symbol, click on that, download, and I'm putting this back in. Let's see. I want to. You can't see this on the screen, but I'm going to put this in my download folder, which is where the original photo was. So, and here's the file name down here, ChatGPT image August 1, blah, blah, blah. So go over here and hit save. And pow, it's done. Let me get that out of the way, and I'm going to go look at the photos in the downloads. And here it is up here. There was the original down here. And here's the end result. Now to put this back in chronological order, what I do a lot of times is I copy the first part of the file description. Copy. And then I'll come up here and I will paste that in there so that now I can just copy and put this right back in the folder that it came in, and it's already got the date, which is the way I organize things in the files in the folder. So otherwise everything just goes in things in alphabetical order, so everything I did would end up in the C's with Chat. And I don't want to do that because I've got a lot of photos there, so I'd like to keep the original photo and this photo side by side in my oldies folder. So I can do that now when I copy this back into the other folder. So anyway, I hope this helps. I hope this video works. I hope you can hear it. I hope I've got enough audio on this. If not, let me know. Okay, good luck. You got questions, give me a ring here, and maybe I can help you out if you run into troubles.